Hello, colleagues and students. I hope you all are doing well. So looking forward to a little bit of break in the summer as it all happens for us. But what's important right now is to celebrate these students that we are able to see launched as a result of their learning experience, their transformative learning experience here at Nevada State. Our commencement was phenomenal. More about that later. But I want to thank each and every one of you for all the roles we play with students, whether that be in the classroom face-to-face with them, whether it be tutoring, coaching, advising, helping them navigate a system that wasn't always designed for them until they came to Nevada State. Thank you all for all that you do. And I'm going to tell you what I've been doing to help support you, I think, in my leadership role here at the organization. I met with our Sustainability Council last week. What a great opportunity for us to continue to move forward in some very clear ways. Their request of aligning themselves more closely with the work of the President's office makes good sense, and I'm going to make that move for them and also adopt some recommendations they've made in terms of helping us think differently about our approach to policy around this value of sustainability. So thank you all for your work in that space and the students who joined the faculty and staff in that. I also continue my skip level meetings. Great opportunity last week, primarily most of the faculty, because again, as the semester is winding down, they had opportunity to share with me. So I look forward to those continuing to be some of the most revealing conversations I've had within the organization. Another revealing conversation was also with the Faculty Senate last week, where they had, I think, both a spirited and robust discussion regarding the alternative work policy, but more importantly, not even the work policy itself, as what more around the faculty workload policy and the implications for that. So I want to thank them for that conversation. I think we've crafted out a very good solution for that, giving them space and place to still talk about that work policy, particularly as it relates to nursing faculty. And I hear you on that. I understand the concerns that were raised, not necessarily what I was bringing forth, with what was happening and what needs to happen within the configuration of work, but then also their belief and desire to see this policy get moved forward. So hopefully between my message immediately after this or sometime right before, you'll have received a correspondence from our Human Resources Director that will elucidate our process moving forward as it relates to our alternative work policy. We also had our Council of Presidents meeting where we focused on the budget and budget development for the next legislative cycle, in particular looking at both our CIP or Capital Improvements Program as well as operational costs that we're looking at in terms of that budget. So very good conversation. We also ended a time with the President to speak with the board chair regarding our views about the future of the system in terms of his leadership. We welcome to the college a new social media specialist, Brittany Barksdale. I love that name, BB. We and her got to spend some time together talking about social media and how we want to continue to amplify the image, message, and work of Nevada State College. So welcome, Brittany. Glad to have you on board. We also had a series of pinning ceremonies, which are this time of year. It's almost like the big Oscar week that we always hear about, where we had Nevada State Scorpion Week. So we go through this process of having a series of pinnings in our education program, our speech language pathology program, and also hooding in our master's program. And then we end with our nursing pinning this week. So just a beautiful manifestation of mission, as I keep calling it. So thank you to all the students and our faculty and staff and leadership who are really engaged in that work. I participated in a walkthrough for our Dollar Loan Center commencement, which turned out to be wonderful, and just grateful again to everyone who contributed to the success of commencement. I would be remiss if I did not take an opportunity to call out our marketing team, our special events team. Danielle, you are the queen, and thank you. And then all the volunteers. I mean, that was amazing. From the moment that I made it to the parking lot until I left at the end of the event, we had volunteers who were all throughout, making sure that our students had the best experience, that their families had phenomenal experiences, and that we also took care of each other. So thank you all for that. I hope that you enjoyed the introduction of the graduates. I don't know about you, but it's always so powerful to me to actually have two things happen: to see the visual representation of who our students are, but to hear them then claim that Nevada State is theirs and we are here for them. So this idea that they are Nevada State is important. I hope to continue to do that. I had a lot of students, I heard you all when you walked across the stage, you love that, but you also gave me some other characteristics to use next year. The one that I heard the most were from a number of our students who were over 50 who wanted to be recognized for doing this in this part of their journey. So I said next year I'm adding that in. So thank you all for that. Also externally, our LVGA, I participated in our policy committee where we had a riveting and somewhat disturbing conversation about the healthcare infrastructure in our region and what we need to do to improve upon that. And then we also followed that up with the board meeting itself. So very happy to be actively engaged with that. I also got to meet with Congresswoman Dina Titus. Let me tell you, what a legend. I said I was fangirling when I saw her because even before I arrived at this state, understanding who she is and what she's about was something that was very important to me as I navigated getting to know this region, but more importantly, her representation of this institution with redistricting. We are now a part of her district, and she wants to and believes in us and wants to be actively engaged on the campus. So we're looking forward to opportunities for that, and grateful to her for taking time to be here with us is very important. Some observations, let me just end talking about who we serve. As you saw during commencement, we serve students from every walk of life whose oftentimes their whole family circumstance is changing because of their interaction and their learning moment with this institution. So as we think about the immigrant and the native son, we think about our returning veterans and our working reservist, when we think about the stay-at-home dad and the career-changing mom, I would encourage you to be thoughtful about how we are going to be redesigning so that we rise up to serve them even more, because we've been doing this so well here, but our nation and our state needs us so much more than we can even think possible. Our marketing events team is going to be spending a lot of time talking about this new majority and how we reach out into the spaces and places where they are to make sure they know that we are here to meet their needs at Nevada State College. So as we take a little break, I know that we have a number of our members of the college community who don't go away in the summer and many who do. I'm asking you to take some time for reflection. If you think about this last year, what worked really, really well? We came back from a pandemic back and bold. We spent time thinking deliberately about how we can go back out and reclaim those students who oftentimes had to opt out of school for lots of different reasons. As we start to use the summer to plan and be intentional for the next academic year, I encourage you to think about what your role is of you individually, and then certainly as it relates to your department and other functions within the institution. Most of all, let's not forget to celebrate the class of 2022. How joyful is that? So grateful that I get to do it with you all, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Until that time, take care and be well.